Hey guys, it's Paradise, and if you are an action fan, then you've been eating pretty good lately, with titles like Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, and action RPGs like Monster Hunter Wilds. But there are still a ton of action games on the horizon, and one that looks super interesting and isn't on a lot of people's radar is Where Winds Meet. Each time we see it, the game looks better and better, and in the latest trailer we got a look at some wild water running, intense boss fights, and confirmation of an exclusive beta for the China region. But now the studio behind Where Winds Meet also has some good news for us Western players, specifically for those in North America though. Everstone have revealed that they're launching a new closed beta, and with how stunning the game is looking in the trailers, we know a lot of you are probably curious to try it out and see if it lives up to the hype. So let's go over the beta details. First up is when it's happening. The beta's running from May 16th to May 19th, and it's a fixed time playtest, meaning it cannot be rescheduled. Based on what Everstone have said, it's unlikely that they'll extend the beta even if there are server issues, which is something we sometimes see other betas do. The beta itself will be playable on PlayStation 5 and PC, and it's limited to players in the United States, Canada, Japan, and Korea. Something that's good to know if you're planning to try it is that it will fully support controllers on both PC and PlayStation 5. But just keep in mind that your progress won't carry over to the full release. So it's more about getting a feel for the game and it being a stress test than getting ahead in progression. If you do want in, you want to head over and fill out the beta sign-up form, which we've dropped a link in the description below to make it a bit easier. Make sure you are following the official channels too, since that's where they will likely be posting beta access drops and various updates. If you are seeing the game for the first time though, Where Winds Meet is basically an open-world action-adventure martial arts game being developed by Everstone Games. It draws heavy inspiration from wuxia, a traditional Chinese fiction genre known for its dramatic swordplay, philosophical themes, and cinematic flair. What is really interesting though is that the game features both single-player and MMO modes. In single player, you can freely explore the world, take on quests, fight bosses, and even build your own structures. But you can also invite up to 4 friends into your world for co-op adventuring, and you'll be able to switch between single player and multiplayer at any time. But the real reason that this beta matters is because of the game's full multiplayer MMO systems when it releases. We're talking about ranked PvP modes, high-level group raids, and squad-based PvP. The PlayStation Store listing for the game actually has a bit more information on this. It says journey as a lone sword master and enjoy over 100 hours of rich, narrative-driven exploration and adventures. Or play with up to 4 friends to venture into the main campaign together. You can also play with thousands of players in multiplayer modes. Ongoing updates will deliver further engaging content, expanding your legend as time marches on. And PvP battles will be available for those who wish to take them on. We always love to see that solo play is a legit option, especially for folks who prefer immersion and want to enjoy the world at their own pace. So hopefully that makes a few of you happy, and then it still has co-op for those who enjoy co-op. Now, getting more detailed information on what actually is in the game has been hard to find, but here's what we've gathered from our research. You play as a customizable hero with a full in-depth character creator, and according to the devs, your character will grow up in an era of war and conflict, and throughout the game you'll be faced with difficult choices that shape your story. We've seen glimpses of the game's martial arts and weapon systems, and some of it just looks insane. You'll have access to weapons like spears, longswords, twin blades, broadswords, fans, umbrellas, and even glaives. From what we've seen in the actual gameplay, each weapon feels very unique, with different movement styles, weight, and speed. This all plays into the PvP side of things as well, with different weapons and different fighting styles having different strengths and weaknesses. Beyond that, the game also introduces a variety of martial arts techniques, which is basically like your skill set. These include things like acupuncture hitting, lion's roar, merciful picking, and tai chi. So there's definitely RPG elements with skill progression and even new abilities to unlock as well. In the first trailer, we saw a move called Magic Hand, which is inspired by Qigong, which lets you immobilize enemies from a distance by manipulating airflow. It's honestly the first time we've seen this kind of martial arts technique adapted into a game. In high-level fights, all of this comes together, which makes the combat look awesome, and thanks to the YouTube channel Cat Sausage, we've actually got a look at some high-level boss fights as well, and things get pretty wild. You'll need a mixture of your techniques and mechanical skills to survive these encounters. And on top of this, there's a ton of things to discover in the game. We know there's a job system, NPC missions, and more. But if you have played the Chinese version or the early betas, then please do drop any additional insights in the comment section below, as we're super intrigued by this game. Hopefully we get access to the beta ourselves, because we're really excited to experience it firsthand. The few people that have played it already seem to really enjoy it, so this does give us hope. But even if we don't make it into the beta, the good news is that Where Winds Meet is set to launch this year in 2025 for PC, consoles, and mobile, so it isn't too far away. But do tell us below, what do you think of all of this, and especially what are you thinking of the combat? If you haven't checked out the latest trailer, we highly recommend it, and we've got it here for you. But do tell us what you think down below, and here's the latest trailer.
这是禅一咒，钟鸣瓦夫歌，十万横魔剑，碧血平湖托。 春秋气醉我，但闻青史外，谁家妻儿说？
Here at Arekkz Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.